Hi, Rabbi Teldin. Thank you so much for joining us here at Chabad Courses. Why don't we start off with you giving us a little bit of an idea of what this course is actually about?
So the course is about trying to help people get tools to how do they really figure out establishing a purpose for their own life. A lot of people talk about purpose, but what I'm trying to do is really give people an operating system of purpose. How does purpose think? How does it work? What are the ways that we can internalize it, that it makes sense, that it rings true, that I can trust? So I wrote a book about the subject. It's called The 8 Paths of Purpose, in order to be able to give some guidance for people to really have a path to take to bring purpose and a sense of purpose into their life.
Tell us, the book is 8 Paths to Purpose. How did you come up with that name? Why is that name the title you chose for the book?
Well, it's about the fourth or fifth name that I had for the book, but it's the one that I concluded would be most descriptive of really what the book is about. Because in really analyzing our lives and figuring out different aspects of our life that we can infuse purpose into that aspect of our life, I came up with really 8 different areas of our lives that we can really have a good sense of purpose. And that purpose could be a driving force to really give us a sense of inner happiness and a sense of inner will that would be very, very fulfilling.
So I understand that you experienced one of life's perhaps greatest traumas. You lost your son Baruch after his 13th birthday, after his bar mitzvah. How much of that experience is the driving force behind the book and this course?
Well, I would say it's very much the driving force, although the book discusses it only very curtly. But when he was born in 1978, that was a total shock to myself as far as how to internalize such a thing, that all of a sudden we have a son who's very, very sickly. And of course, going through the roller coaster of taking care of him, just by definition of who I am and what was happening, it just aroused so many questions for myself. Having gone to yeshiva, having learned Chassidut in Lubavitch, having gone through the system, so to say, and then all of a sudden getting a punch in the stomach like that, it just caused me to just go back into the books and say, okay, how does this fit in? I didn't learn about this when I was in yeshiva. And I really had to do some extra searching. After he died in 1991, so that really pushed me to write a book about it and to really delve into it even more and to try to come up with answers that I for sure could relate to, because then it was a matter of real spiritual and emotional survival. But it evolved into something that I felt is the type of answers that I see in teaching and in other formats a lot of people can benefit from. And that's hence where the book came from.
So the inspiration would be your son, but you feel that the lessons that you've come up with in coping for that loss is really something that you find can work for many different people.
Right, in all stages of life, in all aspects of life, in all different situations in life. It's not for more people in mourning or people necessarily going through difficulties in their life. It's really a book about purpose and how do we internalize purpose more in our lives.
Is this course, would you say, directly based on the book?
The course is a little bit different than the book, because I wanted very much that the book should be something for every single human being on the planet Earth. In other words, something that anybody could pick up and feel a connection to. So I had to really try to put it into a picture that person who, let's say, doesn't believe in God or is not religious or of course not Jewish and comes from a very different background than myself would be able to relate to. Because part of my basic premise is that purpose is something that internally all human beings feel is a sense of fulfillment, that when they do something purposeful, it touches a place of wiring within our whole system that every human being feels. And that's part of what I try to communicate in the book. So I would say that the course is much more, since it's on Chabad.org, much more based in spirituality and belief in God, and using a lot of Hasidic ideas that are part of Hasidic philosophy. But the book itself is much more dealing with a secular approach to the subject.
Oftentimes people tend to conflate purpose and meaning. Do you, for the sake of this course, are you seeing purpose and meaning's definition as being one and the same, or do you see a distinction between purpose and meaning?
Interesting question. I think that a lot of times people use the word meaning to mean purpose, which is perfectly fine with me. But I think sometimes people say, I want to have a meaningful life, but meaningful can be expressed in many different ways. We can do lots of meaningful things. Part of my goal is to help people have the tools to find out not just what is a purpose in life, but what is my purpose in life. And it could be very purposeful to spend a couple of years with an aging parent or to have to take care of a sick child. It's not meaningful necessarily, but it is definitely purposeful. Right. So there is a difference.
So as far as this course would be concerned, you're seeing purpose as being something which should ultimately bring meaning, but not necessarily when you're doing it is it meaningful.
Right, right. There are situations where you're involved with purpose, but, wow, it's not so easy to do.
Fabulous. So you heard it here first. If you want to get help in understanding what your purpose might be in life, or how you can find out how to accomplish your purpose, even in the face of everyday challenges or extraordinary challenges, this is a course which will definitely benefit you. So I encourage you to enroll for the course. Rabbi Teldin is an exceptional teacher and author, and I don't think anyone will be disappointed if they participate and join. We'll also have a link for you to purchase the book if you'd like to purchase it before, during, or after the course. So again, please sign up. We hope that everyone finds their purpose and finds meaning in it as well. Thank you very much, Rabbi Teldin.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.